In this video, we are going to learn how to add two types of resources to the virtual classroom, the file resource and the folder resource. We will see how each one is configured. First, we turn editing on. We go to the section where we want to add our resource and click Add an activity or resource. From the Activity and Resource picker, we select File, or from the Resources menu, choose File. The file resource allows us to upload a document to the virtual classroom. A new window opens, which we need to complete. In the General section, there is a name field, which is mandatory. All mandatory fields are identified with an exclamation mark. We'll write the title of the document. In this case, we'll enter Copy and Restoration of the virtual classroom. The next section is description. It is not mandatory, although I recommend filling it in so that the students can easily identify the document's purpose or content. It doesn't need to include much information. For example, we can put steps to perform a backup and restore content. Next, we need to select the file. To do this, we can either search for it using this icon or, as indicated in the box, drag and drop it. We'll use the latter method, dragging the document and dropping it into this space. To do this, we minimize the window. At the top of the browser, we minimize the window and access the desktop where our file is located. We position the box where we are going to drag and drop. Select the file and drop it inside the box. We now have the file we want to add to the virtual classroom. Next, we move on to the following section. In Appearance Settings, we determine how we want the file to be displayed: automatically, embedded, forced download, opened in a window, or in a pop-up window. We also decide whether to show the file size or type. This box is checked by default, and whether to display the upload or modification date. If we want to send a notification of this content update to students, we tick the corresponding box. Finally, we click Save Changes and return to the course. As you can see, the document Copy and Restoration of the virtual classroom appears, and it is identified as a PDF file. There is also a quicker way to upload a file without configuring a resource. With Editing turned on, we minimize the screen again and drag the file directly from the desktop. Let's do it. First, we make sure editing mode is active and minimize the screen. We locate our file on the desktop. Then drag and drop it into the section where we want to upload it. As you can see, the file has been uploaded. Using the pencil icon, we can change the file name. We click the pencil and rename it Instructions, Copy and Restoration. To ensure the change is safe, we press Enter. Another resource that is very useful is creating a folder to store several files. Let's see how to create a folder in our virtual classroom. We activate editing mode and go to the section where we want to add the folder. We click Add an activity or resource and select Folder, or from the Resources tab, choose Folder. We write the name. For example, I'm going to create a syllabus folder where we will upload all the subject materials. In the description, I'll write course content. In content, we add all the files we want the folder to contain. As we have seen, we can drag documents from the desktop into this space or upload them directly. Another way is by using the Add button. We click Upload a file, then select File and locate the file where it's saved. I have it on the desktop, so I select it and click Upload this file. We can continue uploading more files to the folder in this way. In the next section, we have the option to display the folder contents on a separate page or on the same page of the virtual classroom. In this case, I select Show on a separate page. If we want to send a notification of this update to the students, we tick the corresponding box. We save the changes and return to the course, where we see the syllabus folder identified with this icon. When students access it, they will find the documents we added. This is how we can add both the file resource and the folder resource in the virtual classroom. Finally, if you need to make an inquiry, you can contact the Virtual Teaching Support Unit or access the video tutorials through the Help and Support Resources option. Also, don't forget that when you finish working in any of the environments, you must log out.